What's going on, guys? It's currently the day after Black Friday, and I'm going to attempt to go out and do some game hunting. There were zero garage sales, yard sales going on today, so we're actually going to try to go to a couple flea markets in town that I've never been to. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm joined today by my mom and another little shopping companion here. So we'll see what we can go out and find today. A little more in there. Nintendo Power is pretty cool, especially since they don't make them anymore. Yeah, collector's edition. One's kind of beat up. I don't know about that one. I do want that, but this one looks good. It's alright. Oh, that's the game itself. Let's get to work.
Look at all this stuff.
Would rather have that on PS2, but the price is right. Yeah, it's a good one though. What's that one? Xbox exclusive. Yeah, just to see how much they are. I have a feeling they're going to want too much, but we'll see. Just hold on. Stay here with these. Let me see what you have in this box over here. $25? How much? Oh, okay. Let me see. Well, there's these. He said he'd sell me these three and the two systems for $25, which isn't bad, but I do not need more Xboxes. Yeah. I don't know if I want to drop $20 on it. It's kind of cool.
What's that?
It's like a steering wheel. I think you have to... Yeah, it's in there.
Game's in there.
Oh.
There's a game in there.
Yeah, Wario World.
Oh.
How much are you doing on the GameCube?
The GameCube, $7.
$7?
Yeah, they have one
Okay.
in there.
Would you do 30 for the GameCube and the Kinect? It's $2 off.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. How much for this?
That one 15.
15? And what about these little bags of games? It's 2 in each.
That was $2 each.
They're how much?
$2 each.
$2 each.
Are those games for this?
No. I have one. It's got a game on it.
These are cards. Do you have these still in?
No. I don't have a 2600. Oh, yeah, is it?
It's not
I don't
Galaxy.
have that one. It's the same thing, pretty much. Combat. Star Raiders. I'm debating if I want that or not. If I got this, would you throw these in with it? You can't throw me the $2 with it? For 15 for both? You can't do that? Oh, thank you. I'm gonna keep looking just for one more minute before I give you your money, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Hopefully. Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. I want it.
You see before again?
Which one is that? I can't even see it.
Ask you one picture for that.
Oh. Wow. There you go. Some good stuff. I wish I had the money to drop on it. Should I buy a third copy of this? Well, we have an extra copy. The Wizard of Oz.
No creo que sea seguro trabajar con una vela, pues no alumbra suficiente. Este trabajo es very dangerous, muy peligroso.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to see how much these are. That looks like garbage. I mean, it is, but they're not like the normal. Let's see how much these are. Where are they? Oh, you're over here. Okay. How much? Is it 35 for all three?
Oh, wow.
15 for that one, which is actually fairly good. And I want it. I'm debating.
No, it's freezing.
It's cold, the shop. It's freezing. Go in house where it's nice and warm up there. Nothing. I wanted to volunteer. I might volunteer.
Thing's so cool.
It'll take a few minutes. A hard drive takes a few minutes for it to boot up.
Oh, yeah. How much are you selling it for?
800 right now, but we'll take offers.
Yeah, that makes sense. These are... Oh, I know. Well, you know, like, even the cheapest pinball or arcade machines don't sell for less than, like, 300. Yeah. They have a bunch of M&M stuff over there, too. You see it? Yeah, everything turned on. I mean, even like the Neo Geo home consoles are like $500.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one only has 4 games on it.
Yeah, I see that. Has some good ones though.
I guess. Let me slide by here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jose, can you Can you line up some credits on that?
Wow. They are crazy for sure.
$42.99. I don't understand. I will never understand. Oh, this one, you know, because the cords don't come with it. Ridiculous. Alright guys, so as I mentioned earlier, today is Saturday, the day after Black Friday, and there was, I checked last night on Craigslist as I usually do, there was absolutely no yard sales, garage sales, anything like that going on in this area today. So we wanted to go out game hunting today, and kind of thought it was going to be a bust until I decided, you know what, let's make a little drive about 45 minutes away and go to the Santa Cruz flea market. So that's what we decided to do today. And I was a little worried that it wasn't, maybe there weren't going to be a lot of vendors there, or that we wouldn't have any finds, because I'd never actually been there before. And it turned out to be absolutely worth it. Probably the best just few hours of small finds that I've gotten in a while that I can think of, because, you know, there was no big, huge, like, singular find, which is usually what you kind of look out for, but just to get a consistent like one booth after the other, have something in each one, was absolutely fantastic. We also hit up a couple of yard sales, not yard sales, thrift stores after we left the flea market. So we spent a good bit of time. I was out there with my mom today. She joined me today. She's visiting here right now. Nisha was kind of sick today, so she didn't end up coming out. But yeah, we're going to get into the finds. But first I have to introduce my special guest today. This big guy right here, we actually, on our way back, found him sitting out in our apartment complex in the parking lot, like sort of near the dumpsters, but not actually in the dumpster area. So it was clear someone was trying to give him away to someone that was actually going to take him, not just throw him away. So he was out there. This thing is huge. If there was ever like a size I had to imagine would be a life-size version of Yoshi, this would be it. Like, you could ride this thing. Absolutely crazy. So this was absolutely free for me, and that is just crazy. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I really want to keep it, but I don't know if that's even feasible. He has a few little like tears and stuff on him, but that can easily be patched up. I think my mom will help me with that while she's out here too. So really, really cool. I can't believe that I managed to find this thing. But now I'm going to get into the actual finds of the yard sale. The flea market. Jesus. I guess I'll have it split up in kind of each individual lot that I got it in. You know, it was all quick sales. I don't remember exactly what I paid for everything, but I think I can do a pretty decent job of trying to space it out, at least in the order that I got it in. So we'll start with some of the less interesting stuff, I guess. This is just kind of a cool thing that I got. There was a guy, one of the first booths that we stopped in, there was a guy who had just a bunch of boxes full of crap, and he had a Nintendo Game Boy Advance in one of the boxes, and he wanted way too much money for it. He wanted like $15 for it. I didn't even have a game, or he didn't have a game to test it out with, so I was definitely not going to, even if it worked, I wouldn't have wanted to pay more than maybe $10 at most for it. But I did fish out a bunch of Nintendo Powers out of there. There's some really cool ones in here. They're all in really good shape, and they all have the posters that came with them, and there's some really cool posters. Like, one of them has a Skies of Arcadia Legends poster in it and stuff. These are all from kind of earlier GameCube era. So it has like Mario Kart Double Dash and all that good stuff in it. So really cool, you know. And I got all of these for $1, like the whole thing. So
and they're all really close together in volume number. There's just a couple missing here and there in between, but overall, I'm very, very happy to have these, because Nintendo Power, I always thought, was a little bit cooler than like Game Informer and some of the other magazines. They're a lot more interesting, I guess. Alright, and moving on to the next seller that I think I've actually bought something from is this nice little lot. I ended up getting the whole thing for $30, which wasn't bad considering what was in it. The first thing, which he was selling much cheaper than the other thing, is this little silver GameCube. Everything works fine. The door doesn't stick, which is a problem I usually see with them. There's nothing else on it, like there was no Game Boy player or anything like that, but it did come with one first-party memory card, which is always nice, as well as inside of it was a disc, which you always got to look out for, which is Wario World, which actually fetches a good at least $12 minimum, maybe $15 or so, just loose disc. So that made the purchase worth it right there. I'm probably going to end up selling that because I'm not really interested in having that loose disc. I do like the game, but I don't really care to have it loose disc. Unfortunately, did not come with any controllers. I found several GameCube controllers throughout the flea market today, but they either wanted too much money, like $5 I think some guy asked for, which isn't terrible. I mean, they're like 10 or 12 online, but it wasn't quite cheap enough for me to want it. So I decided against it, and then the other ones, they were selling with GameCubes, and they wouldn't want to part with them. So, but it did come with the power and AV cables. They're all kind of tangled together. I'll worry about that later. I haven't gotten a chance to test the GameCube yet, but I will test that later on. I expect it to work, though. Next thing he had was a Kinect sensor bar, complete in the box. He was asking $25 for this, so that's why I went ahead and just asked him if he would do $30 with the GameCube. But everything's in there. As far as I know it works. He said that this stuff worked, but you never really know 100% for sure. But he seemed to be pretty sure about how everything worked there, so I feel like I can trust him, but you never really know. So it does not have the Kinect Adventures game, but that's worth all of 99 cents at GameStop, so really not too concerned about that. And yeah, like I said, I got both of those for $30, which I'm very happy with that price. Alright, this next little bunch I got for $16, which is almost a little more than I wanted to spend on it, but I'm definitely okay with spending that amount on this. First one, this is another system, a Sega Game Gear, which this is worth more than that. I did test it out, it does work. It came with the AC cable for it, so you can play it without needing the ridiculous amount of batteries it needs. I think 6 AA batteries, yeah. 6 whole AA batteries for this sucker, and they only last like, what, an hour or two? It's absolutely crazy. But like I said, I did test it out. It does work okay, which these, from what I hear, I've never picked up enough of them to know if it actually is a common problem, but a lot of people tell me that these do not work used a lot of times. So it did play the games. I couldn't get the speaker to play, so I think there might be something wrong with the speaker, but I think the headphone jack is going to work. So it also came with game Tailspin, which is just a silly looking game. I guess it was based on a cartoon in the early 90s that I never watched, but it has characters from like Jungle Book in it, so kind of weird. But along with that, for the $16 price, he also gave me a copy of Galaxian for Atari 2600. He had several Atari games sitting out there, and this is really the only one of the lot that I wanted. The rest of them were just like Combat or whatever, and this is one of my favorite games from that era, so I went with that one. And my mom's also a big fan of that game, so she wanted me to get it too. Here is another one which I don't often find out in the wild too much, a Sega Dreamcast game, Trick Style. It's not worth anything really, just $4 or $5 game or something. I believe this was a launch title for the Dreamcast. Unfortunately, it did not do as well as some of the other launch titles like Sonic Adventure, but it didn't get as good of reviews, but it doesn't look like an absolutely terrible game either. But I don't often see Dreamcast games, so I had to go for that. But $16 for all that is really not a bad price at all. Alright, just another quick little thing that I got. He was trying to sell the... Let me think what it was. I think he wanted $3 each for this stuff, and I don't remember how the negotiation worked, but somehow I managed to get both of these for $2, so $1 each. I guess because at first I asked about this, which was Asteroids for 2600. These are actually my first Atari 2600 games, by the way. I have never owned an Atari 2600. It's on my list of things to get, but these are the first time I've ever actually bought them because I guess every other time they were just either too expensive or there was other stuff that I wanted to get, so I never worried about it. But I mean, these are two games that I absolutely love the arcade version of, so I figure why not get it for Atari. And, you know, if I happen upon one, I'll have something to test it with anyway. But then I ended up just getting this Radiohead album with it because he, as soon as I said, hey, what if I get this too, like, we somehow worked out the $2 price for the two of them, so I was okay with that. Next one, I still don't know how I feel about this one. He was asking $5 a game, I believe, or maybe it was $4 a game. I think he was asking $4 a game. He had several other Xbox games that I was less interested in. They weren't Xbox exclusives, which I typically don't buy, depending on what game it is, of course. But I did grab this one, Nightcaster. Again, not really worth anything, but Xbox original games rarely are. You know, still just like a $5, $6 game or something. But I ended up working out a deal with him to get this, and then I found this in a... He had a couple of Xbox original systems in a box with all the cords, multiple controllers, and he said, hey, I'll give you all of those games and the two systems for like $25, which wasn't a bad price, but what do I need with more original Xbox systems? I don't need those. So I saw this sitting in the box, and I decided to ask him, hey, would you give me this and the game for $5? So I went up $1 and ended up getting him to throw this in, and it wasn't until I got home that my mom actually pointed out to me, why does it have a USB cable on it? So this is an officially licensed Nintendo NES controller, so I know I've seen these where they have a USB and it doesn't say Nintendo there, it's just a knockoff, but this is actually an official, like, this is definitely a real NES controller that I think someone just modded for a USB controller. Unless they got away with doing this without getting in trouble for copyright infringement, I don't know how else this would have happened. So I think someone modded this, but it looks like a very legitimate NES controller. But anyway, I would have preferred to just have a regular NES controller, I think, but because they're worth like, you know, $10, $12 on their own, but whatever, I'll take it. It's still kind of cool. I guess I can use it on a PC or so. I don't even know what you would use that for. I guess maybe an emulator on a PC? I don't know. We'll see. Alright, next couple games, I got these two together. I think they were asking $4 a piece for them, I believe, and I got them both for $5. First one is Mafia 2 for the 360, complete. That's one that I've like almost bought 1,000 times and I've never actually picked it up. I have played it before a long time ago when it first came out. I remember it being like pretty okay, but nothing absolutely spectacular. Yeah, this didn't come with anything else. I thought maybe it had a map or something in it, but it doesn't. And then the other one is something I had been wanting forever because I don't have a copy of it that actually was in good condition. And that is the limited collector's edition of Halo 2. It's in fairly good shape. I mean, everything is in there. It has the collector's edition disc and everything. So I'm happy to have this. This is one of my favorite games. Of course, you can't play it online anymore, unfortunately, but even the campaign is pretty fun on here. And I think all this stuff is supposed to be on it. Like, it's part of the actual wear and tear. I don't know. Maybe not. I think this is all wear and tear on it, which it actually is kind of cool looking. I don't know. I mean, that's just me. But anyway, $5 for the two of those. Not bad. $2.50 each. Alright, and as far as the flea market goes, the last big thing I got was this little lot. I did pay a little bit extra for this than I normally would, but that's mostly because it was a couple of games that I really, really wanted, and the prices were still pretty fair. So I got all 4 of these games for $35. Pretty much, I'm just looking at it as 3 of them for 10 each and 1 for 5, which is fine. The cheaper one was Red Dead Redemption, which I had a copy of this game. This is another one that sort of walked away on its own through whatever means. I'd probably let someone borrow it or something, same old story. This one's complete, and it even has the map in it, which is always nice. I try to look for the Rockstar games with the maps. And of course the copy I used to have, since I got it on day 1 pre-order, had the map and everything in it, so it's kind of nice to have another copy of this. It's a game I always enjoyed a lot. So let's say I paid $5 for that one, and then 10 each for the next ones here. Which, again, I could have found a better price at some point later down the road, probably, but it's just, I mean, these are games that I know are never going to decrease in value at GameStop or anything, so, and I still got a much better price than that, so I'm pretty happy with it. First one is Donkey Kong Country Returns. All these are complete. For Wii, of course. I love the old Donkey Kong Country games. I mean, I have them on Super Nintendo, but there's bonus stuff in this one, and to see it in the updated graphics is really cool, so I'll probably be checking that out. This is one that I had debated buying full price at GameStop multiple times, and now I'm glad I waited because I got it for about $10, and that's Mario Kart Wii. Oh, hello. Again, complete, so really happy to have that one. I had been wanting an updated Mario Kart. And then another game that's going to be for resale because I couldn't have gotten the deal without it, and it's still a great price for the game, is Super Mario Galaxy. And that's also complete, but we already have a copy of that, so I'm going to be trading or selling that on eBay. It'll lead to me getting a game I actually need. So that's pretty much it for the flea market itself. I got several other things that I'm not going to end up showing you. Like I got a Sweeney Todd poster. I already wrapped it up. I'm not even going to pull it out. Several DVDs. One thing I will show you that was kind of cool for like $2. I think it ended up maybe like $1.75 or something because I got multiple things from him. I got the whole Back to the Future trilogy DVD set, which is really cool. So everything is in there, and like I said, it was like $2, so can't really beat that. That's some movies that I used to have VHSs of, I think, and I just haven't had them since then, so I'm really happy to have those movies again. So that's pretty much everything that I'm going to show you that I got from the flea market. I'm not going to pull out all the other movies and whatnot. But overall, just an absolutely fantastic day at the flea market just for being there. Just, 2.5, maybe 3 hours, I think. We got there a little later. I think it opens at 7 o'clock. We got there at 9, and a lot of people were just now starting to set up. It was a nice, cool day, so no one felt the need to leave early or anything. So it was still going by, we left around 11:30, I think, and it was still going full force. But we had hit every booth by that point. It's not a huge flea market itself, but there was a lot to go through, and we spent a lot of time at several booths. So, like I said, after that we decided to go to a couple of thrift stores, Goodwills, whatever, in the local area, ones that I had never been to before because I don't go up that way to go game hunting. Usually I'm doing other stuff when I'm up there. So we did go to a couple and found some cool stuff. First one is Choro-Q. This is some sort of, it's an Atlas game, so it's a racing game, but of course, being an Atlas game, they have to incorporate RPG elements into it, so it says it has RPG elements. This game's in absolutely pristine, like, untouched condition, so I think I paid $4 for it. Not a wonderful price. It's not a valuable game by any means, but it's still like a $12 game, I think, so it's not like I got a bad price. And then we also went to a Goodwill. They didn't have a whole lot there, and you know how I feel about Goodwill. I usually don't put a whole lot of hope into finding anything there, but they do have their 50% off days, and sometimes they still have okay prices. So they had a couple of games that were marked $3.29 regular price, and then of course they were half off, so they were a little over $1.60 or so. Which is a pretty good price for these. Again, neither of them are valuable games, but still worth the price that I paid. One is a PS1 game, Need for Speed High Stakes. Oh my god. Yeah, that thing is not clipped in there very well. Of course, it's complete, manuals there. And then Mass Effect 2 for 360, also complete and with both discs. So this actually wraps up my Mass Effect trilogy. This was the only one I didn't have in the 1, 2, and 3 trilogy. Which, I mean, none of them are as good as the first one, as far as I know, but I think 2 was still better than 3, from what I understand. The first one's the only one I've ever really played. So everything else I got... Oh, I did also get this today, which was an Enter the Matrix strategy guide. This was also at a Goodwill. I think it was $2 after the half price that it was, so they had like... maybe it was $2.50. It was like $5, and they had, so it was $2.50 with the half off sticker on it. So not bad. I always try to get strategy guides when I can, and if you ever want to sell a game, they always go really nicely as an addition to bump up the price a little bit. Okay, so I only have one little pile left. All of that was from today that you saw so far. Every single bit of that was from just today. So really good. And then also from the past couple weeks, I've been really busy, so I haven't really been game hunting a lot, but I did stop by multiple thrift stores and stuff, and I found a few things. So I'll just get into that, some of the stuff from thrift stores over the past couple weeks. First thing, we'll start with this. Just a little Wii carry bag, and it came with a bunch of random accessories. However, it did also come with, I was already prepared, it came with one of the driving wheels for Mario Kart, so that's pretty cool. I have that ready to go for Mario Kart. It came with like an extra nunchuck, and then a bunch of the little, you know, crappy Wii Sports accessories, so those are kind of whatever. It came with, you know, another silicone cover for a controller. It also came with this little wireless nunchuck. I'm really not sure what the purpose of this is. Like, I guess just to have that little wire be gone. I don't know, it seems kind of pointless, but there's no actual connection to any other part of the controller, so I don't even think that I have all the parts for it, but I really wasn't interested in that anyway, so kind of a cool little find. I don't remember how much I paid for this, like $6 or something? I'm really not sure, but still, really cool little bag, and I'm happy to have the Mario wheel that came with it. He's trying to fall over on me. So everything else I have here are just a little stack of games that I got mostly at the Savers right down the street. It's always a good place to find games. I do pay a little more than I like to there. Most of the time it's $4. Sometimes they have stuff outside of the case that'll be $2 or $3. But usually I'm happy with the prices that I pay there, and I can almost always find something. So first one is Puzzle Quest Challenge of the Warlords. That is complete. We've kind of been on a puzzle kick game lately, like DS puzzle games, so I decided to go ahead and get that. I've heard good things about Puzzle Quest, but I've never actually played any of them before. These two I got at Goodwill's, actually. This one was $2, I believe. Tourist Trophy, complete. You can see it. For PS2, it's a bike racing simulator from the people that made Gran Turismo, so should be pretty good. I've never played it. I finally got another copy of SOCOM. I had one with a generic like Blockbuster case from a long time ago, so I got this. It was also $2 at GameStop, or not GameStop, at Goodwill, but it's not really worth anything. I mean, $2 is a fair price to pay for it, though, just to replace it. Like, any game is really worth $2 when it gets down to it. And then all the rest of these are from the Savers, actually, yeah. So first one is Justice League Heroes. I believe these were all $3 because these were all outside of the case, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had $2.99 on all of these. So Justice League Heroes, that one is the more expensive one out of the lot, but none of these are really worth a whole lot. Looney Tunes, Acme Arsenal, is that one also complete? I think all of these are. Catwoman, these are literally just like whatever filler games. Def Jam Vendetta, I already have a copy of this, but this isn't the one. Fight for New York is worth more money, unfortunately, but this one still was worth the price that I paid. This one was $4 actually, but still worth the price that I paid for it, because I can easily resell that and at least get like 10-12 bucks out of it. Rally Sport Challenge, complete an Xbox exclusive rally car game. And then Transworld Snowboarding, another Xbox exclusive, also complete. I've heard this game is interesting if it's what I think it is, where you kind of can like run around. Maybe this isn't the one. I don't think this is the one where you can run around, but there's some snowboarding game that I know of on Xbox that you can like get off your board and run around, and like it's kind of weird. But anyway, that is all the finds from the past couple weeks and most of the stuff from today. So again, really fantastic day. I'm going to be doing kind of a special video. I think I'm going to do it outside of the Game Hunter series. I have a bunch of stuff that I sold a lot of the games from the last lot, that big lot that I got of Super Nintendo games. I was able to sell a lot of that stuff and buy a lot of stuff or trade for other games, so I have a bunch of stuff to show, but I didn't really want to make it part of the actual Game Hunter series, even though it was related to game hunting. There's no actual hunting footage or anything, so I'm going to make a separate collection video just for that stuff, and also to show a couple of the Black Friday deals that I got. So that'll be in a couple weeks after I receive those Black Friday deal games. But I should have another episode of this coming up pretty soon, at least in the next week or two. I'm waiting to hear back from our usual Connect about another lot that he might have ready for me, so we might go check that out pretty soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Next episode, hopefully Nisha will be back, so I won't be just rambling on by myself. But yeah, that is it. So if you like this, please remember to give it a like, thumbs up, and let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe. So I will see you guys in the next one.